بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي متابعي قناتي للتعليم عن بعد في مقرر المحاسبة الإدارية الجزء الأول. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وأهلا ومرحبا بكم في هذا الفيديو الذي أتناول فيه بالشرح الباب الأول، وهو مقدمة في المحاسبة الإدارية لمقرر MBA الماجستير المهني للإدارة. Hello my dear followers. This video is concerned with introducing management accounting, its definition, the differences between it and financial accounting, and its historical evolution. Study unit number 1, the role, history, and direction of management accounting. Learning objective number 1. In this section, you will learn how to distinguish financial accounting from management accounting. Accounting information is used by two different groups. The first group is external users, and the second group is internal users. As for internal users, they are such as investors, government agencies, banks, suppliers, lenders, and so on. But internal users are those who are inside the firm. They are such as sales managers, distribution managers, manufacturing managers, workers. The total accounting information system. An organization's accounting information system has two major subsystems: a management accounting system and a financial accounting system. The two accounting subsystems differ in their objectives, the nature of their inputs, and the type of processes used to transform inputs into outputs. The financial accounting information system is primarily concerned with producing output for external users, using well-specified economic events as inputs and processes that meet certain rules and conventions. The financial accounting, the nature of the inputs and rules and conventions governing processes are defined by generally accepted accounting principles, or IFRS. The overall objective is the preparation of external reports, financial statements, for investors, creditors, government agencies, and other outside users. Because the management accounting system produces information for internal users, such as managers, executives, and workers, it could be properly called internal accounting. Management accounting identifies, collects, measures, classifies, and reports information that is useful to internal users in planning, controlling, and decision making. When management accounting is compared with financial accounting, several differences can be identified. Some of the more important differences are: number one, targeted users. Management accounting focuses on the information needs of internal users, while financial accounting focuses on information for external users. Number two, restrictions on inputs and processes. Management accounting is not subject to the requirements of GAAP or IFRS, whereas these requirements must be followed for financial reporting. Unlike financial accounting, management accounting has no official body that prescribes the format, content, and rules for selecting inputs and processes and preparing financial reports. Number three, type of information. The restrictions imposed by financial accounting tend to produce objective and verifiable financial information. But as for management accounting information, may be financial or non-financial and may be more subjective in nature. Number four, time orientation. Financial accounting has a historical orientation. It records and reports events that have already happened. Although management accounting also records and reports events that have already occurred, it strongly emphasizes providing information about future events. Management, for example, may not only want to know what it costs to produce a product, it may also want to know what if it will cost to produce a product. Knowing what it will cost helps in planning material purchases and making prices decisions, among other things. This future orientation is demanded to support the managerial planning and decision making. Number five, degree of aggregation. Management accounting provides measures and internal reports used to evaluate the performance of entities, product lines, departments, and managers. Very detailed information is needed and provided, but financial accounting, on the other hand, focuses on overall firm performance, providing a more aggregated viewpoint. Number six, breadth. Management accounting is much broader than financial accounting. It includes aspects of managerial economics, industrial engineering, and management science, as well as numerous other areas. As you will see now, the comparison between financial accounting and managerial accounting. As for financial accounting has a historical focus, as we mentioned now, as it reports the results of operations to external parties. These reports must adhere to generally accepted accounting principles, or IFRS. But managerial accounting. The managerial accounting reports financial and non-financial information that helps managers make decisions that will help the company achieve its strategy. It is forward-looking. Information is reported in a manner that will help managers do their jobs better and are not restricted by generally accepted accounting principles, or IFRS. And now you can see a summarized table summarizing the major differences between managerial and financial accounting. From the point of view of verbs of information, in management accounting, we find that it is to help managers make decisions to fulfill an organization's goals. But in financial accounting, is to communicate organizations' financial position to investors, banks, regulators, and other outside parties. From the point of view of primary users, in management accounting, they are managers of the organization. But in financial accounting, they are external users such as banks, investors, regulators, and suppliers. From the point of view of the focus on and emphasize, in management accounting, the focus is future-oriented, budget for 2017, prepared in 2016. But in financial accounting, it is past-oriented, reports on 2016, performance prepared in 2017. From the point of view of the rules of measurement and reporting used in each system, we can see that in management accounting, internal measures and reports do not have to follow GAAP or IFRS, but are based on cost-benefit analysis. In financial accounting, financial statements must be prepared in accordance with GAAP or IFRS and be certified by external independent auditors. From the point of view of the time span and type of reports, in management accounting varies from hourly information to 15 to 20 years, with financial and non-financial reports on products, departments, and strategies. In financial accounting, annual and quarterly financial reports primarily on the company as a whole. From the point of view of behavioral implications, in management accounting, it is designed to influence the behavior of managers and other employees. But in financial accounting, it primarily reports economic events but also influences behavior. Managers' compensation is often based on reported financial results. Learning objective number 2. In this section, you will learn the broad objectives of the management accounting system. The management accounting information system provides information needed to satisfy specific management objectives. The management accounting system has 3 broad objectives. Number 1, to provide information for costing out services, products, and other objects of interest to management. The second is to provide information for planning, controlling, evaluation, and continuous improvement. Third, to provide information for decision making. These 3 broad objectives show that managers and other internal users need access to management accounting information and need to know how to use it. It can help them identify and solve problems and evaluate performance. Accounting information is used in all phases of management, including planning, controlling, and decision making. Learning objective number 3. Management process. The management process is defined by the following activities. Number 1, planning. Number 2, controlling. And number 3, decision making. The management process describes the functions carried out by managers and empowered workers. Empowering workers to participate in the management process means giving them a greater say in how the organization operates. Thus, employee empowerment is the authorizing of operational person to plan, control, and make decisions without explicit authorization from middle and higher level management. Employee empowerment rests on the benefit that employees closest to the work can provide valuable input in terms of ideas, plans, and problem solving. The first function is planning. The managerial activity called planning is the detailed formulation of action to achieve those objectives. For example, a firm's objective may be to increase its profits through improving the overall quality of its products. By improving product quality, the firm should be able to reduce scrap and rework, decrease the number of customers' complaints and warranty work, reduce the cost of inspection, and so on, thus increasing profitability. But how can this be accomplished? Managers must develop a plan that, when implemented, will lead to the achievement of the desired objective. A plant manager, for example, may start a supplier evaluation program to identify and select suppliers who are willing and able to supply defect-free parts. The second function is controlling. Planning is only half the battle. Once a plan is created, it must be implemented and monitored by managers and workers to ensure that the plan is being carried out as intended. Controlling is the managerial activity of monitoring a plan's implementation and taking corrective action as needed. Control is usually achieved with the use of feedback. Feedback is information that can be used to evaluate or correct the steps being taken to implement a plan. Based on feedback, a manager or maybe worker may decide to let the implementation continue as is or take corrective action of some type to put the actions back in harmony with the original plan or do some midstream replanning. Feedback is a critical part of the control function. Feedback can be financial or non-financial. Both measures are part of the management accounting information system and convey important information. Often financial and non-financial feedback is in the form of formal reports called performance reports that compare actual data with planned data or benchmarks. As for the third function, which is decision making, the process of choosing among competing alternatives is decision making. This managerial function is intertwined with planning and controlling. A manager cannot plan without making decisions. Managers must choose among competing objectives and methods to carry out the chosen objectives. Only one of numerous competing plans can be chosen. A major role of the management accounting information system is to provide information for decision making. Learning objective number 4. A brief summary of management accounting. Prior to 1914, in the early 19th century, management accounting consisted of systems to measure the cost of producing individual products. As firms grew in scale and scope, the demands for accurate costing information increased. After this, by 1925, most of this emphasis has been abandoned in favor of inventory costing, assigning manufacturing costs to products so that the cost of inventories could be reported to external users of a firm's financial statements. Financial reporting became the driving force for the design of cost accounting systems. Managers were willing to accept aggregated average cost information about individual products as they did not feel the need for more detailed and accurate cost information about individual products. As long as a firm had relatively homogeneous products that consumed resources at about the same rate, the average cost information supplied by a financially driven cost system was good enough. Furthermore, for some firms, even as product diversity increased, the need to have more accurate cost information was offset by the high cost of the processing required to provide such information. For many firms, the cost of a more detailed cost system apparently exceeded its benefits. By the middle of the 19th century, railroad managers had implemented large, complex costing systems that allowed them to compute the costs of carrying different types of freight along multiple routes. This information supported efficiency improvement and pricing decisions. Later in the century, a steel company developed detailed systems to record the cost of materials and labor used in its various mills. This excellent costing system gave it a sustainable competitive advantage in the marketplace and prompted the growth and success of that firm. After this, in the early 20th century, some firms expanded the focus of management accounting beyond cost accounting to management planning and control. Those firms replaced market mechanisms with internal resource allocation to multiple lines of business. Last, in the 1970s, when American and European companies were under intense pressure from Japanese manufacturers, interest revived in developing new management accounting tools. These tools included systems that reported on quality, service, and customer and employee performance rather than simple financial summaries of organizational unit performance. Also, major advances were made in measuring the cost of products and services to reflect the increasing importance of indirect and support costs required to design and produce a product, deliver a service, and meet a customer's demands. In summary, the history of management accounting illustrates that innovations in management accounting practices were and continue to be driven by the information needs of new strategies as companies became more complex, technologies changed, and new competitors appeared. When controlling and reducing costs were important, innovations in costing systems occurred. And when organizations gained advantage from scale and diversification, innovative executives developed new management control systems to monitor and manage their complex enterprises. When competitive advantage shifted to how well a company deployed and managed its intangible assets, customer relationships, process quality, innovation, and especially employees, new systems for cost and performance management emerged. Now, let us transfer to the learning object number 4, discussing management accounting definition. Definition of management accounting issued by the Institute of Management Accountants, IMA, in 2008 is: management accounting is a profession that involves partnering in management decision-making, devising planning and performance management systems, and providing expertise in financial reporting and control to assist management in the formulation and implementation of an organization's strategy.